If Mr. Federal Chancellor of Germany Friedrich Merz wants to call and talk, I have said this many times, we do not refuse any questions. We are always open to that. For a year and a half, sometimes 2 years, such conversations with Chancellor Scholz and with other European leaders were regular, but at some point, when our European partners thought of inflicting a strategic defeat on us on the battlefield, and they stopped these contacts. They stopped. Please, let them resume. We are open. I have said that many times. Whether Germany can contribute more than the United States as mediators of our negotiations with Ukraine, I doubt it. The mediator has to be neutral. And when we see German tanks on the battlefield, Leopards, and now we're talking and looking at the fact that the Federal Republic of Germany is contemplating supplying Tauruses to attack Russian territory, using not only the equipment, but using Bundeswehr, German armed forces officers. This, of course, raises big questions. It's well known that if that happens, it won't affect the fighting. That's out of the question. But it will spoil our relations completely. Therefore, we will consider the Federal Republic today, as well as many other European countries, not as a neutral state, but as a party supporting Ukraine. In some cases, perhaps, as accomplices in these hostilities. But nevertheless, if we are talking about the desire to talk about this topic, to present some ideas on this subject, I repeat once again, we are always ready and open to this. Please. As you know, in Russia, I am personally in contact with the Prime Minister of Israel, Benjamin Netanyahu, as well, and I am in contact with US President Donald Trump on this issue. You always have to look at whether the goal is being achieved or not at the beginning of something. We see that today in Iran, with all the complexity of the internal political processes taking place there, we know about it, and I think there is no point in going deeper. But still, there is a consolidation of society around the political leadership of the country. This is almost always and everywhere, and Iran is not an exception. The underground plants of Iran exist. Nothing has happened to them. And in this regard, it seems to me that it would be right for all of us together to look for ways to stop the hostilities, to find ways for all parties to this conflict to agree with each other in order to ensure both Iran's interests, on the one hand, on its nuclear activities, including peaceful nuclear activities, of course. I mean both peaceful nuclear energy and peaceful nuclear energy in other areas. It is also necessary to ensure Israel's interests in terms of the unconditional security of the Jewish state. As you know, we once picked up a project in Iran that was implemented by German companies, and we completed the Bushehr nuclear power plant. Well, the German companies left, and the Iranians asked us to continue it. It was difficult because the German specialists were doing their design. Rosatom had to make a lot of effort to adapt it all to the Russian design block. But nevertheless, we did it. And this unit is working successfully. We have signed a contract for the construction of 2 more units. The work is underway and our specialists are at the site. This is over 200 people. And we have agreed with the Israeli leadership that their security will be ensured. We could continue this work and ensure their interests in this area. I will not go into details now, there are many. And we have discussed all these details both on the Israeli side and on the American side. And we have given certain signals to our Iranian friends as well. And in general, it is possible to ensure Iran's interests in the field of peaceful nuclear energy. And at the same time, we can address Israel's security concerns. In my opinion, there are such options. I repeat, we have presented them to our partners, to the US and Israel, and we have brought them to Iran. We are not imposing anything on anyone. We are simply talking about how we see a possible way out of the situation.